Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Class 6, we were discussing the second chapter of your book, that is Components of Food. We have discussed the term nutrients and also discussed two very important nutrients, that is carbohydrates and proteins. Carbohydrates were energy giving food and protein were the building blocks of the body. Now the third nutrient which I am going to discuss today is about fats. Today we shall discuss fats. Fats are also called energy giving food. They give us more energy than carbohydrates, and they all not only give energy but they keep us warm also. Some common sources of fat are ghee, oil, butter, milk, meat, etc. Fats can be obtained from plants also and animals also. But excess of fat is very harmful for our body. The excess of fat in the body causes obesity. And also when we intake excess of fat, the amount of cholesterol in our blood increases, and excess of cholesterol gets deposited in the blood vessels. The thickening of the blood vessels lead to the reduction of the flow of blood, which results in high blood pressure and heart diseases. So we should avoid excess intake of fat. Now we are going to show an activity to test the presence of fat in a food sample. This is a very simple activity which you all must have tried sometime in your life. You just take a clean paper and some peeled groundnuts and rub that peeled groundnuts on the paper and crush them. Take care the paper does not get torn. Now remove the crushed groundnuts and straighten the paper. Hold the paper against a light source. Now what you will observe? You will observe that the patch, the oily patch on the paper, that shows the presence of fat. You can repeat this activity with butter or a drop of oil. Sometimes you must have done this. If you want to trace something, you just put some oil on a paper now, and then the paper become transparent in front of light. So this is the same activity. Okay. Now we shall discuss about vitamins. You must have heard the name about vitamins. Vitamins are essential nutrients required in very small quantities for normal functioning of the body. The food rich in vitamins are called protective foods. There are different types of vitamins which your body needed, like A, vitamin B, C, D, E and K. Each vitamin occurs in a particular kind of food and performs a specific function. Now see the chart which is given in your book. From this chart you can learn the names of the vitamins, their sources and their functions. The first vitamin is vitamin A. Vitamin A is found in green leafy vegetables, fish, liver and liver oil. And functions of vitamin A is to maintain healthy eyesight and healthy skin. Then vitamin B is a group of vitamins, so it is called vitamin B complex. This vitamin B complex is found in green leafy vegetables, eggs, meat, milk, whole grains, cereals and nuts. What is the function of vitamin B complex? It helps in the proper functioning of the digestive system and also heart, nerves and the muscles. Next is vitamin C. Vitamin C is found in amla, citrus fruits, guava and green vegetable. It is necessary for keeping our teeth and gums healthy and also helps to fight against diseases. Nowadays, as in this pandemic, as coronavirus attacking, we should take a lot of vitamin C, so that the immunity of our body increases, our body can fight against diseases. Then the last type of vitamin is vitamin D. It is found in milk, egg yolk, fish liver oil, butter. It is also prepared in the body when the skin is exposed to sunlight. Sunlight is a very good source of vitamin D. That is why you must have seen that the newly born children are kept in the early sunlight for some time. And the main function of vitamin D is it is essential for the normal growth of our bones and teeth. Then comes the next category of nutrient, and that is called as minerals. Minerals are nutrient that is also required in very small quantity, and it is required for the normal growth and good health, especially of our bones and teeth. They do not supply energy. Some of the important minerals are calcium. The sources of calcium are milk, cheese, egg, green vegetables, whole grains and cereals. And calcium is essential for the formation and hardening of our bones and teeth, and play important role in clotting of blood. The next mineral is phosphorus. Phosphorus is found in milk, cheese, green vegetables, bajra, nuts, liver and ragi. Its function is the formation of strong bones and teeth. Then iodine. Iodine is found in iodized salts, seafoods, green vegetables. And what is the function of iodine? It is essential for the formation of thyroxine hormone, secreted by the thyroid glands present in the neck region. This hormone controls physical, mental and sexual development of our body. Then the next category of mineral is iron. Iron is found in green leafy vegetables, legumes, spinach and jaggery, and it is essential for the formation of blood, hemoglobin of the blood. Okay, now besides these nutrients, our body also required roughage. What is roughage? The roughage is the fibrous, indigestible material present in our food. Roughage does not provide any nutrients to our body, but helps our body in the following ways, like it adds bulk to the food. This helps our body to get rid of undigested food and prevents constipation. It can absorb a great amount of water and helps retain water in the body. The main sources of roughage in the human food are salads, vegetables, whole vegetables, fruits, corns, unpeeled apple, half crushed wheats like porridge, and there is a natural plant called isabgol, which the husk of which is also a good source of roughage. Okay. Then beside these nutrients and roughage, another component of food is water. Water is the most important component of our food. Life is not possible without water. The functions of water are: first, it helps in transportations of minerals and substances. Then it regulates the body temperature of our and it helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food we eat. So we should eat at least 2 to 3 liters of water every day. Most of the water needed by our body comes from plain drinking water and beverages like tea, coffee. Water, we also get water from most food items we eat, like fruits and vegetables. And when the water is lost from the tissues of the body, the condition is called as dehydration. In excessive heat or in loose motions or excessive vomiting, dehydration occurs in our body, like in diarrhea and vomiting. Then there is loss of salts and our body is feel weakness. So one should drink enough water to prevent dehydration, and besides water one should drink ORS solution. What is the full form of ORS? Oral rehydration solution. It can be prepared by mixing a pinch of salt, sugar and some lemon juice in a liter of water, and this is a good source of rehydration. Okay, then what is a balanced diet? We all eat food. All the food that we eat, it is not necessary that we are eating a balanced diet. Sometimes we are fond of one thing and we start eating only that thing, and if we don't like anything in the food, we just don't eat it. So this is not a very good habit. The food that we eat should contain proper amounts of all the essential nutrients, roughage and water for the proper growth and development of our body, and this food is called as balanced diet. The composition of a balanced diet depends upon sex, age and the occupation of the person, the type of work he does. For example, a growing child needs more protein than a grown-up man to develop body tissues. A pregnant woman needs more proteins in her body for the building of the body and the development of the baby. A nursing mother needs more protein, calcium and vitamins to produce milk. Then laborers, athletes and rickshaw pullers need more carbohydrate to obtain more energy to do hard physical work. So whenever we should eat food, we should keep all the points in mind, the functions of all the nutrients, and then we should eat a balanced diet. Okay, this is all for today's lecture.